This video is about the room setup that we have for our BX meetings, and a couple of things to note in this regard is that BX as a brand, it's important that there's consistency around the way that we set up the room, but also in terms of the flow of the meeting and the flow of people coming into the room at the first instance. So to set up for an exceptional meeting, it's important to assess the traffic flow as people enter the room. So if you look at where people are going to come into the venue and position the registration desks so that you capture people as they arrive. Otherwise, in bigger meetings, it does get a little bit confusing as people arrive and you can't tell who's been registered and who's ordered their meal. So assessing that traffic flow is an important part when setting up for the meeting. When you have the table set up for the meeting, and then there are some display options in the next few slides, ensure that the team leader is positioned at one end of the room where nobody at the meeting has their back to them. And also is not in a place within the room where there's a distraction, so people having to walk behind them or something that will distract people when they're looking towards the team leader during the running of the BX meeting. It's important also to position the BX banner directly behind the team leader so that it's in a great spot when the X-Site presentation is being streamed, and then any other banners that members or guests have brought along should be placed either side of that BX banner. So here's a couple of suggestions of where and how to set the room up if you have between 15 and 20 people and had the opportunity to have 3 tables. So obviously all the tables are parallel to each other, and the team leader would be at where the writing is their formation suitable for regular attendees. So everyone is facing towards where the team leader is in this instance. And again, if you had longer tables, you could do it like this and just have the 2 tables if the room isn't wide enough to have 3 tables positions, 3 rows of tables positioned side by side. So that's a good option for 15 to 20 people as well. And then if you have a bigger meeting where there's 20 to 30 people, then having that space, and it's one of the things that we look at when we are searching for new venues, the opportunity for growth in the space and to be able to fit around 30 people. That's an important part of the venue selection criteria because we want that to be possible in the future without being impacted by how we set the room up in an effective way. So the other thing to be aware of is that the buzz table, where you put the buzz table, is an important part of the room setup. So having it in a prominent position, hopefully if it's possible to have towards the front of the room, because then you're able to put any new member packs or anything else that's going to be presented at the meeting. They can be prominently displayed, and any photos that have been taken of the group and of the meeting, they will show up really well, and they're close by for when those presentations happen at the start of the meeting to new members and to recognise anything that is being shouted out during the meeting. Also to have awareness about where the cafe staff need to come from and where they'll need to walk to deliver food and drinks. So making sure that it's possible for them to get access to people at the meeting without having to walk in between the team leader and the tables, that they can get behind or that they can get around the tables. So they're the things to consider when you are setting up for your exceptional BX meetings.